Today we're going to be having a look at the Advanced Quoting add-on inside of ServiceM8. This is the perfect add-on for creating flexible and detailed quotes for your customers. This really allows you to make your quotes unique to each customer, as well as upsell additional products or services from within a quote. Firstly, let's go ahead and take a look at creating an advanced quote for a new job. And then later on, we can jump into the settings where we can take a look at how we can add or modify new materials to be used in our advanced quotes. So to do this, we will open up our dispatch board and select a new job. Now that we're here, we're going to assume that our client, Buns in the Oven, is looking to install a new oven in the property. We're going to select Buns in the Oven as a customer, give it a description of new oven, and then move into the quotes and invoicing section. From here, we're going to add in a few materials or services which we have already configured in the advanced quoting settings. We will cover how to create and edit these in a minute. For now, let's add our standard labor cost and assume that this job's going to take us 1.5 hours. Then we're going to add our electric oven options, appliance maintenance plan, and oven additional extras. Now that we have added our different items, we can move into the advanced quote add-on and tailor our quote to this particular client. To do this, we can click add-ons and then advanced quoting. As you can see, we now have access to a selection of other options for these particular items, which we have set up in the advanced quoting settings. Let's work from top to bottom and have a look at some of the customization options we have inside of advanced quoting. First up, we have our labor cost. As this is going to be a fixed and non-negotiable part of the service, we can tick this box to permanently enable it for the quote, so it will be selected on the quote and the customer will not be able to change the selection. Moving down, we have our oven options. As you can see here, the top row is crossed out, which means it's not going to be visible in our final quote. If we decide we do want to show it, we can just press the little eye next to it. That's going to give us the option to show it or hide it within the final quote. The next thing we can look at here is the ability to change price from within the quote. So to do that, we can press this little pencil button here. And if we need to change the price for whatever reason, we can do so here. So say this one's actually for $4.12, and then we can press the tick next to it. This is going to customize the price for this particular quote, but will not change it for any of the other quotes using this oven option. Let's scroll down a bit and have a look at applied maintenance plan. We're going to assume the applied maintenance plan options are set up exactly how we want them. The only thing we might want to change here is maybe the description. If we decide we don't want to show the description at all, we can use the eye up here to toggle its visibility on or off in the final quote. Or we can also edit it with the pencil next to it. So if we press that, we can make any changes we want to this. And similar to how we changed the price before, any changes we make here will be unique to this quote only and will not affect any other quotes with these options. The last item we added was oven additional extras. As you can see here, we don't have any options currently set up for this. So in a minute, we're going to have a look at how we can do that inside of the settings. For now, we can press this preview quote button down the bottom. Then view quote here, and we can have a look at our quote. Cool. Now that this is open up, we can see the quote in the exact same way the customer will. You can see that this quote is very different to a standard quote and gives the customer a lot more flexibility in what they want to do. At the top of the quote, we have some information about ourselves and some text which we can customize in the settings. In this case, it just explains how to use the quote. First thing we can see here is that our standard labor cost has been pre-selected. This is thanks to ticking the box in that previous section. If I try and click on this box, you'll see that I won't be able to deselect it and the price won't change. If we scroll down here, we can have a look at our new oven options. As you can see here, the changes we made to the Bosch oven price are in place. So it's now showing £412 rather than the original $328. One of the other great features for advanced quoting is the ability to add images and descriptions to your quotes. This is a great way to give your customers additional information in regards to which selection they want to make. So let's assume I was a customer and I have made the decision that I want to go for the Bosch oven. I can make my selection by pressing on this tick box here. And you can see on the right hand side that my price is updated. If we click on this other box, we can see that the selection will change as well as the price on the right hand side. But for now, let's go ahead and select the first one. Scrolling down a bit further, we can have a look at our appliance maintenance plan. Let's assume we want the gold. We can select that. Once again, you can see the price updates on the right hand side. And then scrolling down again, we can have a look at our oven additional extras. As I mentioned a moment ago, we don't really have anything set up for that. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's close out of this window, as well as this one, and let's move into our add-ons tab. From here, we're going to look for Advanced Quoting and open that up. And now that we're here, let's go ahead and have a look at how we can add and edit our materials that we can use inside of Advanced Quoting. First up, let's go ahead and have a look at how we can add some options to one of our existing materials. To start this off, we just have to go ahead and press the green Add Material button. Now that we're in here, we can select our material by clicking on this top box, typing in the name of it. So in this case, we're going to have a look for our oven additional extras. Once we've selected that, you can see that the name will automatically fill itself out. If we want to make any changes to that, we can, but for now, let's leave it alone. Moving down, we can add a description if we'd like to. So in this case, let's go ahead and add one. Similar to some of the descriptions we saw before, this will be visible underneath the Oven Additional Extras panel inside of the Advanced Quote. If we decided we wanted to add any images to this, we could also do that by pressing the Browse button here, but for now I'm going to leave this. Now to add in some options, we can press this Add Service button down the bottom here. From here we can now build out some additional options related to our initial material. As a demonstration, let's go ahead and add some warranty options. So first things first, we'll give it a name. So let's go 1 year warranty. In the description, we could add whatever warranty details we have. So for now, let's write warranty details. If you're building this out for yourself, you would obviously want to put in a bit more information than I have. Once again, we can add an image if we like. I'm going to leave it blank, and we can also add a price. So let's go 159. Now that we have one option built out, let's go ahead and add one more for demonstration purposes. So once again, we'll go down here and press Add Service. And now I'm going to add a sped up clip of me adding an optional service for the removal and recycling of the old oven from the property, including the name, description, and price. Now that we've done this, we can keep continuing to add services if we like, but for now, let's go ahead and press Save. So if we want to edit one of our existing materials, which we have already set up, we can do so by pressing one of these blue edit buttons here. You can see it's the exact same page that we just looked at when we added new options for a material. The one thing I want to mention on this page, which is different, is the ability to change an associated material. If we go ahead and press this change button here, we will be able to search for any of our existing products or materials. If we decided we want to have these options available on a different material rather than the original one, we can go ahead and click one of these, and that will change it over. If we scroll through here, you'll be able to see that you can make changes to the names, descriptions, images, or prices for any of the options we've already set up. As we don't want to save any of our changes, let's go ahead and press cancel. The last thing quickly worth touching on here is the settings that we use to change that text that's at the top of our advanced quotes. To do this, let's go ahead and press settings on the left hand side here. And here you'll have the option to change the text which the customer will see at the top of their advanced quotes. So that's it for the settings section of Advanced Quoting. Let's jump back into that original job we were looking at and have a look at the changes we've made to the oven additional extras. So let's move over to the dispatch board, open up our job, quotes and invoicing, add-ons, Advanced Quoting, and let's go ahead and scroll down and see what we have here now. As you can see here, we have the two options that we built out for the oven additional extras. So we have our 1 year warranty as well as our removal and recycling of the old oven. Let's make a few last changes to this. So let's go ahead and hide this top option because we don't want it available to the customer. And secondly, let's go ahead and select this Allow Multiple Selections box. This is going to give the customer the ability to add multiple options from this one material. If we do not have this box selected, the customer is only going to be able to choose one of the options, as we saw earlier when we were trying to choose an oven. So let's have a quick look at that. We're going to go ahead and preview quote, view the quote here. We've still got all the same options as before, but the only difference is down the bottom here we have our new options. So as you can see, we can select multiple, and the price will update accordingly. So if we only had one selected, the bottom one, it would only show £79. If we have both selected, it would add them together, 238, and it would update the final price down the bottom. Let's assume we're happy with this. We'll close down this, and now let's generate and send off our report. So we'll open up the add-ons section, Advanced Quoting, scroll to the bottom. Now to send off the quote, we can select our contact. So in this case, let's go Peter Smith and hit generate and send quote. From here, we can also view the quote again. So this time, let's fill it out as if you're a customer. So we have our labor cost, which we can't change. Let's add our oven, which we want. We'll scroll down and say we want this gold maintenance plan. And finally, let's assume we want both the warranty as well as the oven removal. You can now see our final price down the bottom, £761. If I want to confirm this, I can go ahead and press this button here and accept the quote. Get this pop-up saying thank you, your quote has been accepted. Let's go ahead and close this down. Close this one down. And finally, if we close down and reopen this job, you can see that the line items have been updated with the prices according to what the customer has chose in their advanced quote. So oven 328, they want the gold plan, so that's 120, as well as both the oven extras. It's also worth noting that this job has changed from a quote to a work order. So that's it for the advanced quoting add-on. It's a great way for customers to feel more in control of the quote, and as a business, it offers you extra ways to customize quotes for specific clients or jobs, as well as upselling additional materials or services. We know you will love it, and we hope you find some great uses for it.